The Brooklyn Nets might have some massive plans coming up, and they are not done at all. Now, take a quick look at this last-minute shot by Spencer Dinwiddie yesterday. With 0.9 seconds left on the clock, the Nets were down 3 points. Dinwiddie knocked down this deep three-pointer. When the shot clock ends, look at all the 76ers coaches. But later on, the refs waved this shot off since the ball didn't leave his hand before the shot clock, so it's no good. Now, you gotta agree here, if he hits this shot, this will definitely make it to the top 10 play of the day. Now remember, the Nets were playing against the 76ers, who has two superstars in James Harden and Joel Embiid, and a very completed roster ready to contend. The Nets almost pulled a close one. And with all the new acquisitions and picks they were able to acquire through the blockbuster trades they made before the deadline, the Nets have something in their vision that none of us thought of, because once again, the Brooklyn Nets are not rebuilding, they are reloading. In today's video, we'll be focusing on that and talk about why the Brooklyn Nets can once again become a contending team next season. So with that being said, let's roll the intro.
Hi. I'm on my match in the dark. I'm on my match in the dark. I'm on my match in the dark. I'm on my match.
Yo, what's up guys, Jason's here back with another video. If it's the first time watching, I make NBA content every single day. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you want daily NBA news and rumors on your feed. Now, right off the bat, we have to agree here, the Brooklyn Nets are no longer a super team as of this season. Before the trade deadline, the Nets completed a massive 4-team trade with the Suns, Bucks, and the Pacers. The Nets sent Kevin Durant and TJ Warren to the Suns and also cash consideration to the Pacers. In return, they were able to acquire Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Juan Pablo Valette, 4 first-round picks from the Suns, 1 first-round pick swap from the Suns, and 2 second-round picks from the Bucks. And last week, the Nets sent Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris to the Mavericks in exchange for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, 1 first-round picks, and 2 second-round picks. Despite the departure of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, the Nets team actually give themselves a lot more flexibility, and here's why. Okay, let's first talk about the acquisitions from the Phoenix Suns. Starting off with Mikal Bridges. When he was with the Suns this season, Bridges was averaging 17.2 points, 4.3 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and 1.2 steals per game, while shooting 38.7% behind the arc. Yesterday, with his debut with the Nets, Bridges had 23 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals, while shooting 60% behind the arc. Now, of course, even though this is only one game, you can still see how dominant Bridges is once you give him volume on the court. Most importantly, take a look at this. Mikal Bridges' contract is a huge steal for the Nets. In terms of cap hit, it's only about $21 million this season. In the next few years, $21.7 million, $23.3 million, and $24.9 million are easily manageable, especially with his improving performance every single year. On the other hand, Cameron Johnson, who was averaging about 14 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 1.5 assists per game, while shooting 45.5% behind the arc with the Suns, is another huge piece from this trade. Now, these past 4 years with the Suns, Johnson was a 40% three-point shooter. Yesterday, with his debut as well, Johnson had 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. In terms of contract, Johnson is on the final year of his rookie deal with a cap hit of around $6 million, which again is another huge deal based on his current performance. Since Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are now both gone, it wouldn't be that difficult for the Nets to extend him this offseason. And most importantly, Cameron Johnson and Mikal Bridges are both only 26 years old, and they can be key pieces for the Nets in the long term as well. From this blockbuster trade, the Nets were also able to acquire a 2023, 2025, 2027, and 2029 first-round picks from the Suns. Now, what makes this extremely valuable is that the Suns likely won't be as dominant during those times since KD and CP3 will likely both be retired. With a projected worst record, this will only push these picks up on the draft board. At the same time, the 2028 first-round pick swap and those 2 second-round picks from the Bucks are also good trade chips that can be packaged into any deal. These draft picks will give the Nets an opportunity to acquire a superstar this offseason with ease. Moving on with the Kyrie Irving trade, starting with Nets' old friend Spencer Dinwiddie. In my honest opinion, I believe Spencer Dinwiddie is one of the most underrated players in the league. Before getting traded to the Nets, Dinwiddie was averaging 17.7 points, 3.1 rebounds, and 5.3 assists per game for the Mavs, while shooting 40.5% behind the arc. These past 2 games with the Nets, Dinwiddie was averaging again 17 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2.5 steals per game. Now, for his contract, it's actually quite interesting here because the Nets actually first signed him with this deal worth 3-year, $54 million. This season, Dinwiddie has a cap hit of $18 million, followed by an $18.8 million next season. At the age of 29 years old with such production, Dinwiddie can once again become the Nets' long-term starting point guard. And for Dorian Finney-Smith, it adds a lot of depth for the Nets bench. When he was with the Mavericks, Smith was averaging 9.1 points, 4.7 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 1.5 steals per game, while shooting 35.5% behind the arc. These past 2 games with the Nets, Smith was averaging 7 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists per game. In terms of his contract, it has a cap hit of $15.3 million this season, and it's the final year of his deal. It's not bad considering his current production on the team, but this leaves flexibility for the Nets to make a decision here to whether keep him, let him walk this offseason, or even pull aside and trade with him. And here's the thing, if we take a look at all these 4 players here, you can clearly see that they're all good defenders and decent or elite shooters. These prototypes and skill sets perfectly fit today's NBA. At the same time, none of them have crazy contracts that are hard to shut off. Most importantly, don't forget the fact that the Nets already have a bunch of decent bench players in Ben Simmons, which I believe will get better with the more completed roster and system. Additionally, the Nets are actually pretty good at developing young talent. For example, Cam Thomas, who has been taking off lately, and Nick Claxton, who is their rising and future center. Now, let's also talk about the draft capitals the Nets have so far. After these 2 blockbuster trades, the Nets were able to acquire 5 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks. But the crazy fact is, from now till 2029, the Nets have a total of 13 first-round picks and 6 second-round picks. With these much draft picks, the Nets have the capital to acquire any player they want in the league, even those that seem untouchable. They also got these 7 trade exceptions here that can be applied on trade. And just a quick note, trade exception allow teams to take back salary in return for outgoing players, provided they're over the salary cap and they're created when the team sends out salary in a trade without taking any back. Overall, think about this current Brooklyn Nets. They are loaded with 2-way players and top-tier shooters. If they're able to acquire a superstar this offseason with these draft capitals, the Nets will once again take off next year. Overall, I'm very excited to see how the Nets management team will work things out moving on. Alright guys, that's all we got for today's video. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think the Nets will do in the upcoming offseason? Will they be going to rebuild mode or, like what I said, reloading? If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on social media with all the links in the description box down below. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.